Before the world learned to speak of Africa through maps drawn by outsiders, Black African societies had their own systems, lands, kings, farmers, warriors, and stories passed down through generations. But centuries ago, that balance was violently interrupted when foreign powers arrived driven by greed rather than curiosity. First came traders and explorers from Europe, followed by armed forces and colonial administrators from nations such as Britain, France, Belgium, Portugal, and Germany, who did not come to share knowledge but to extract wealth. They entered African land through coastal regions, using superior weapons, deception, and divided treaties to claim ownership over territories they did not understand and peoples they refused to respect. Villages were burned, resistance was crushed, and entire communities were forced into labor systems that treated human beings as tools rather than lives. Young Black African men were captured, relocated, and forced to build roads, railways, and plantations that served foreign empires while their own families suffered hunger and loss. In places like the Congo, brutality reached levels so extreme that hands were cut off as punishment, while in other regions forced taxation and military violence destroyed traditional life. European powers justified their actions by calling Africans uncivilized, ignoring the civilizations they dismantled, the languages they silenced, and the histories they erased. Christianity and foreign education were often used not only as belief systems, but as control mechanisms, stripping people of identity and replacing it with obedience. Resistance existed everywhere, but it was met with massacres, imprisonment, and executions, ensuring that fear became part of daily survival. Over time, borders were drawn with rulers on paper, splitting tribes and cultures without regard for human connection, creating conflicts that would last generations. The greatest violence was not only physical, but psychological, convincing many that suffering was normal and freedom unrealistic. Yet even under occupation, Black Africans remembered who they were, whispered stories of stolen land, and carried dignity through generations of pain. This story is not about a single invasion or a single enemy, but about centuries of organized exploitation carried out by powerful nations against a continent rich in life and resilience, and about a people who endured destruction without disappearing. Their silence was never acceptance, it was survival, and their survival became the foundation of future resistance.